Thank you for listening to the Gospel Road, 1 Corinthians 8. It says, "Now concerning food offered to idols, we know that all of us possess knowledge. This knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. If anyone imagines that he knows something, he does not know as he ought to know. But if anyone loves God, he is known by God. Therefore, as to the eating of food offered to idols, we know that an idol has no real existence, and that there is no God but one. For although there may be so-called gods in heaven or on earth, as indeed there are many gods and many lords, yet for us there is one God, the Father, for whom all things and for whom we exist, and one Lord, Jesus Christ, through whom all things and through whom we exist. However, not all possess this knowledge, but some, through former association with idols, eat food as regularly offered to an idol, and their conscience, being weak, is defiled. Food will not commend us to God. We are no worse off if we do not eat, and no better off if we do. But take care that this right of yours does not somehow become a stumbling block to the weak. For if anyone sees you who have knowledge eating in an idol's temple, will he not be encouraged, if his conscience is weak, to eat food offered to idols, and so by your knowledge this weak person is destroyed, the brother whom Christ died, thus sinning against your brothers and wounding their conscience, then it is weak. You sin against Christ, therefore, if food makes my brother stumble, I will never eat meat, lest I make my brother stumble." 1 Corinthians chapter 8. It's talking about food and offering food to idols. But the part that we keep talking about, I keep sharing or keep going in my mind, is the part of love builds up. 3 little words right at the beginning. Knowledge can puff up. Sometimes people will start learning things and gaining that knowledge, and through that, they start putting themselves in a different level, and through that, thinking that they're better than other people, which is not true. You know, we're all still the same. Some are going to know more than others. That's how life works. That's why we gain knowledge, and then we share that with other people so they can learn more and understand more, and so they can become better, and so they can do their job better, so they can become better people. By sharing that knowledge, we are sharing that to them through love, because we're building them up. I've said this before, they all know we were Christians by our love, because we're sharing that love of God, the love of Christ, with one another to help them be better people. The knowledge we gain, we share that with them because we love them, because we want them to do better. Again, I know I do not make these always the most spiritual, but sometimes it's taking that piece, depending on how you believe or what you believe. And again, it doesn't matter if you believe the way I do or not. That doesn't matter. Because the bottom line is, I want you to be better. I want you to gain knowledge, and I want you to be the best that you can be. The Bible even tells us that people are going to make that decision because we have that free will. We have a mind to make that decision for ourselves. And some are going to choose their path. And whatever they do to choose that path, it's okay. We all make our decisions. I make my decisions, and I have to answer for what I decide, what I do, the path I go. That's on me, nobody else. But what's also on me is when I learn things and gain that knowledge, I need to share that. I need to love each other. I need to share that love with others and be the best that I can be to help them be the best that they can be. Sharing the knowledge that I have. It's like me going to work every day and then knowing something, other people do not know that, and then, I don't tell them how to do it because I'm thinking that's job security for me. I've seen that happen, and I've seen that backfire on people. But at the same time, I've seen it to where you're sharing all that knowledge and it backfires. It's still not job security. But again, you're doing the best that you can to share them to be the best that they can be, but then at the same time, you're also trying to be the best that you can as you are growing and being stronger. As I am growing and I am being stronger, sharing that with one another to be better. Be better at what you do. Be better at what I do. I help you be better at what you do. You help me be better at what I do. Sharing that with one another. Not holding each other back. We're talking about food, but lest, making someone stumble because you're not giving them that information. So you're trying to set them up for failure, and that's not good either. And how many times do we see that in business where people just don't care and they just start stomping all over everyone and they don't care who's in their way. They are just going to walk all over them to get to where they want to be, to what they want to do. And that's not a good way to do things. That's not a way to live. That's not a way to treat your neighbor, to treat your coworkers, to treat your family, to treat your friends. 1 Corinthians chapter 8. Read that. And what does it do? How does it speak to you when you go through that? I always say that every day when I share these. Read that for yourself. Again, we all have our own mind. We think for ourselves. We have that free will. We can decide if we want to learn more or not. Hopefully you choose to learn more. 1 Corinthians chapter 8. Read that for yourself. Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. Have a great day. God bless.